Brothers and sisters, welcome to day 4 of our 33-day journey to Eucharistic glory. Yesterday, we spoke a lot about the 4 last things. Today, we're speaking about pilgrims with a purpose. But I just want to maybe bring some of the theme from yesterday into today's meditation. Was that when we said yesterday that, that we're supposed to be meditating on our journey, that our journey has a goal, that his goal is towards heaven, is to see God. It reminded me of a story that Matthew Kelly said yesterday that I wanted to include, and he was talking about Rudyard Kipling. When he was very ill, he asked the nurse asked him, "Is there anything you want?" And he replied, "I want God." Brothers and sisters, if that is one of the big fruits of our 33-day pilgrimage, I want God, I want to see God, then that is a great fruit of our pilgrimage. Because one of the fruits of meditating on something for 33 days, it will give birth, I believe, to conviction in our heart. First, a deeper conviction of the role the Holy Eucharist plays in our life pilgrimage, but also the conviction that our lives are about the Lord and about serving Him. And in serving Him is our joy, is our freedom, is our spiritual transformation. So I also want to share with you this story of St. Teresa of Avila and her brother. They were so caught up in their desire to see God that St. Teresa gives an account of something happened when she was a child with her brother. They left their family home to become martyrs for the faith, to die for the faith. And when their uncle intervened and stopped them when they had left, Teresa, the young Teresa, said, the reason we wanted to become martyrs was that because we wanted to see God, and to see God we must die. Sounds a bit shocking, but this was Teresa of Avila. She wanted to become a martyr because she wanted so much to pass from this world to see God. Brothers and sisters, we had said that we should pray to the Lord for the desire, to have a burning desire to see His face unveiled. But on this side of the fence, the Lord already gives us His face veiled in the Most Holy Eucharist. When we go to adoration and we go before a tabernacle, we go to the Holy Mass, and the Lord, and we go up in procession to receive Jesus in Holy Communion, we are face to face with the risen God, with risen Jesus Christ. We're face to face with the Lord, but in a veiled way. But anyway, this pilgrimage has a purpose. And already our time of adoration of meeting Jesus in His veiled way in the Eucharist is somehow a foretaste, a foreshadowing of what we will live in our lives in heaven. And so this idea of pilgrimage and purpose is really important, and how the Eucharist plays the role in this pilgrimage. Firstly, today in Matthew Kelly's book, what struck me was him highlighting this scriptural quote about Jesus and how fixed Jesus was on Jerusalem. So what did he say? Matthew Kelly wrote how he quoted Luke 9, where it says, where St. Luke says, writing about Christ, "Now it happened that as the time drew near for Him to be taken up to heaven, He resolutely turned His face towards Jerusalem." This is an amazing quote to get a sense in the soul of Christ about His burning desire, His conviction, His sense of direction, that His whole life was in view of God and of fulfilling the Father's will. And Christ sets out this mission for us. And no doubt that Christ's whole pilgrimage to Jerusalem, where He'd be crucified and death, was to open heaven. To open heaven, brothers and sisters, so that we could go there, that our whole life will be ordered to seeing the Father. Part of this journey on pilgrimage about purpose, Matthew Kelly highlights something very important, that we must be determined. On these 33 days journeying to our Eucharistic glory, we have to persevere, and we have to make a strong act of determination. Lord, I'm going to see these 33 days through. And by the way, if you are just joining the journey today, join. You could never be late in joining our journey. And invite brothers and sisters to join on the journey. You might meet them in the grocery, you might meet them in Massy stores, you might meet them on the side of the road, by the doubles vendor, wherever. Tell them about our journey. Join the journey. And where we're going is on a very determined path. And so one of the key things that Matthew points about the virtue of the day is about determination. Coming back to St. Teresa of Avila, she says, if you want to set out on the high road of contemplation and growing in the life of prayer and becoming a soul that is steeped in the presence of God and a sense of God's presence, then one of the most fundamental things that has to begin at the beginning is a fixed will, fixing your will on the path and determining for oneself to seek out without obstacles. Now, if obstacles happen, part of the determined decision to set out on this 33 journey is to keep going, to keep going. And we'll talk more about that in the days to come. But brothers and sisters, I want to leave you with a quote by St. Gabriel Possenti. There is more sweetness in 1 hour of prayer before Jesus in the Blessed Sacrament than in all the world's crowded theaters and brilliant drawing rooms and giddy diversions and social gatherings. Brothers and sisters, the saints teach us that there's so much power in Jesus' Eucharistic heart. God bless you.